welcome back to another video. Now, this has taken me a long time be to even begin to make because we have gone back to MLB in the 1940s. As you can see here, 1940 rosters now. Billy St. Mark Lauder Jr. plays now. Now, what I did is for each team, I did four starters because there was four-man rotations back then. There wasn't really such thing as a bullpen. If you were pitching, you were usually going nine, and if you weren't, then they would just bring in like another starter. Full, um, and you always noticing that off face scans. This took me probably a week and a half to make all these players without the face scans. So, I'll probably upload it to the vault if you guys want to download it and do it yourself. I can. And I also downloaded a roster to use because I didn't want to use zero overalls because then like the really good players would be hitting like 80 home runs per season. And you don't want that because really this is just simulating history. Um, just re-simulating history. So, um, yeah, it's like the face scans don't really matter because we're not even going to be playing. Um, oh, sorry, I'm a little sick, but I think I did it decently accurate. Um, so yeah, so there were 16 teams in the league. So for the other 14, whoever they had, I just left it and pretty much just imagine the MLB today with like going like put back in 1940. So all the teams, all the awards, all the rules except for the DH, we're turning that off. Um, all that put back in 1940. So pretty much today's MLB with 1940 rosters and all of the future players to come. So like every year we're gonna be adding probably 5 to 10 players from the draft. Usually I'll probably just do highest WAR into the league, and then we're just gonna be simulating. Now this is going to be a pretty long series. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna do. We gotta simulate these 80 seasons, which is a lot. So I don't know if I'm gonna be doing every episode's 10 seasons because that's 8 episodes. That might be over an hour long, or if I want to do 16 5 episodes, I think that might make a little bit more sense. So we will be continuing here. All this off. Designated hitter. No, we're just turning designated hitter off. General. Um, all this will be an auto. We are not taking control of anything. Skip and set later. Alright, I'm so excited to finally get this underway. Yada bing, yada boom. Alright, so I'll be showing you guys all the rosters now. Let's start with the Orioles here. The rotation, and there's some like horrible players in this. And I also had to make some like players worse, just so that like these four would remember that. Why is he in AAA? Why is Dean Kramer playing over him? We might need to be doing this as we go on. So here's the rotation. They got Eldon Ocker as their ace. So you have Bob Swift catching. And back then, like, if you had over 15 home runs in a season in 1940, that's a pretty good power season. So Bob Swift clearly didn't. But so yeah, but like most players didn't. It was solely contact. So you can probably see like a lot of players powers gonna be a lot lower. Herland Cliff, like that's a really good power grade actually. So this team is not great at all. They got Wally Judge in center, so they might be all right, but just not a great role team. Now this team, on the other hand, is solid. They got Jimmy Fox, who's their best player. And then they got a young Ted Williams, who I might make a prediction right now. He's going to be a top five player at the end of this. By the end of this sim, he will be a top five player all time. Okay, he's only 21. Like he's only missing a season compared to real life. There's his attributes. Joe Cronin at short. They got Bobby Doer, a young Bobby Doer or Doer, Bobby Doer at a second. They got super old lefty Grove. Fritz Ostermuller, Denny Galehouse, and Jim Bagby rotation. And there will be some MLB arms, but like really the point of this is so that we can like what we're gonna be looking at is like the league leaders, the awards obviously, and like the World Series champions, just so that we can kind of see an alternate universe of the MLB. So who do they have? They have Gene. And this was actually the first name I did. So Gene DeSottles, um, J. Fox, Bobby, Jim Tabor. No, I'm not gonna lie. I probably haven't heard of 85% of the players in this league. So, they got a young Dom DiMaggio. Give him some solid potential. Where are the Yankees? The Yankees are definitely one of the better teams. They're ranked fifth. So, they have Joe DiMaggio. This is like getting into prime Joe DiMaggio. So, yeah, you can see him there. They got Joe Gordon, Charlie Keller, Bill Dickey, Babe Dahlgren. The ball, he fits right in. Red Rolf. So, I mean, yeah, like this team, the rotation is not the greatest, but their hitting's really solid. The White Sox. The White Sox are not great. They got Joe. They got Johnny Rigney. Other than that, they don't got really. They got Luke Hopling, who ends up being like, I did just like a test run. He ends up being a really good contact bat. He's gonna hit 0 home runs. Yeah. Oh, their pitching is other than Johnny Lachie's horrible compared to some teams. There's the Guardians. The Guardians. I think there's 299s in the league. Probably be one. Bob Feller might be the only 99 in the league. I think he's coming off an MVP season, so I mean, yeah, you guys can see stats there. Um, Guardians are really good, and also with a lot of it, I kind of just guessed on the fielding because there's not like, yeah, I can go look at all the fielding stats, but like, I don't really understand all the fielding stats, and I understand most hitting stats, so that kind of, I just kind of guessed based on what their WAR was, or like if they were infamously good at fielding, like Lou Boudreau, like he was known as a pretty solid fielder, so we gave him solid fielding. I just kind of gave him like all middle of the pack fielding. Um, so yeah, the rotation's solid. Who are you? What's your potential? And not anymore. Um, Ollie Hemsley, Hal Trosky. So yeah, you guys can see their roster there. Here we have the Tigers. Now the Tigers are gross. Not the best team because I think I know who the best team is, but they have one of the better players in Hank Greenberg. I mean, you put him up against a righty, just yeah. Um, and he's a left fielder. This is like one of his only seasons playing left field, so he's in left field. They have Charlie Gehringer. He's really old though, but I mean, still a great player. Bobo Newsom is their ace. Rudy York, solid power back there. Um, then we go for a little stretch there. We have the A's. The A's are one of the worst teams. Um, they have Al Simmons, but he's ancient. Bob Johnson is also really old. Frankie Hayes is a little younger, but I mean, like I think they have the lowest rated player in Bill Lillard. He's got 46 overall. Like, I think he probably played. He might have played like 30 games in the MLB. Oh, and something. This is gonna seem confusing. So, I kind of messed up. I went off their 1940 stats, but this is going to be the 1940-41 season. If that makes sense. So like we might be a year behind on like the ages and all that. But yeah, he's not good at all. Um, their infield's solid, but this infield's just um the Braves. So they have Eddie Miller, who's solid. Yeah, Manny Salvo, who's also pretty solid, but they're not great either. Um, then we have the Phillies. They might be the worst team actually. Um, the best player is Kirby Higby. What are they ranked? 29th, and they actually have players. So yeah, they're definitely the worst. Their pitching is not even that horrible. It's just this hitting is him get in the league. Oh, that's dirty, Dylan. Ooh, okay, well, you're DFA, pal. Um, it's just they have Chuck Klein, but he's like really old, so he's not nearly as good as he once was. Here's the Nationals, who are not horrible. The rotation's solid. I would consider like good would be like above an 83. Solid's like above a 77. They have Rick Farrell, um, just no power, but really good contact wise. Jimmy Wasdale at first, who's not at first. They have Luis Garcia at first. Just release him. Jimmy Bloodworth at second. Um, I mean, they're interesting. It should be alright. Now this is our first like really good team we've seen. They're probably ranked like third, sixth. All right, they've Claude. Not sure how to say his last name. Probably Paso. Um, I mean they have really good rotation. They have a really good hitting team. Billy Herman, Stan Hack. But I'm pretty sure they have like a pretty fast team too. If I remember correctly, yeah. Augie Gallon, Bill Nicholson, good power bat, like really good power bat. And Hank, I feel like they're gonna be a solid team. This is the best team. They have Bucky Walters, who's coming off a second place MVP finish. Frank McCormick, who's coming off a first place MVP finish. Um, they have best pitching, no doubt in my mind. And they probably have the best lineup too. Yeah, they're in first. I mean, Ernie Lombardi, really good. Frank McCormick, we've seen him. Lonnie Frey, and they're really fast too. So, like Billy Werber, also pretty fast. Billy Myers, pretty fast. Mike McCormick, even decently fast. Gary Kraft, not like they're just really good. This Pirates team's actually really good too. Their pitching's meh, but their lineup is solid. Virgil Davis is gonna be a solid catcher. LB Fletcher is gonna be a pretty solid first baseman. And Erky Bond's gonna be gross, I think. So their outfield's really good. They got Debs Garms, who batted like 360 this year, so he's got some good contact on him. This is another solid team. They have Johnny Mize, who's I think he's the highest rated hitter in the league. Um, he was a 99, and then I actually had to put him down a little bit. But there you guys can see his hitting attributes. They have Eno Slaughter, who's gonna be gross. And then we have two more teams, I think. We have the Dodgers here, who aren't great. Um, they're not great at all. They got Dolph Camilli. Um, and they got Whit Wyatt on the mound. Not much other than that. And then the Giants, who have Mel Ott, who's one of the best. He's probably a top 40 MLB player of all time. If you guys don't know who he is. And then 500 career home runs. Baby Young. I haven't heard of this guy before, but like before I did this, so I'm not that much on him. Their rotation is mid. They have a really old Colonel Hubble, so yeah. And then they got Hal Schumacher. Oh, same thing with the pitch mixes. I have no clue how hard they threw and like how much break their pitches had and like what pitches they threw. So I just kind of guess with that too. Give, give me a break here. So yeah, I don't know how long this first clip is gonna be. We're gonna go. I think the Reds are probably gonna win the World Series this first year. To be honest, Big Red Machine, a couple years, couple decades earlier. So yeah. Oh yeah, you guys might be seeing it with the draft classes and everything. How are you gonna do that? Unless a player gets like above an 80, like four, I'm just gonna let them be, and like all like the really good draft picks, I'm gonna replace with like the draft picks from the year. So like this first draft has like Stan Musial in it. So Stan Musial, Bob Lemon, Phil Rizzuto. So it might not be the worst thing to be back. Stan Musial could be coming into the league as and become the GOAT. You like, never know. So I'm so excited to finally start this. And let's get it underway. So we're here at the All-Star break. The Cubs are really good. Reds are good. Pirates are good. Cardinals are not good. All right. The Dodgers are not good. The Giants aren't great. So, all right, the Yankees are good, and the Red Sox are good. The Orioles are just kind of mid. The Tigers are cooking up. The Guardians are solid. The White Sox are not great. And then the A's are actually not doing too bad. But I think they're the only one other team in that division. And the Braves, ooh, the Phillies are horrible. The Phillies could be getting Stan Musial. Nationals aren't great either. Yeah, so let's take a look at the All-Star break here. Bucky Walters, currently in first place. Kirby Higby up there in the NL. I mean, that's a pitching race. Right? I mean, that's a race between them four. And the AL Schoolboy Row. Bob Feller, Cody Bradford. You have a 0.89 ERA. Yeah, the pitching stats might be a little enhanced throughout these first couple seasons, but whatever. All right, catching Frankie Hayes up there for Bill Dickey. Um, for Bertie Tebbets. Okay, Francisco Alvarez is just deciding to hit all the homers. Really should be Virgil Davis. Then Babe Phelps. First base, it's Dolph or Johnny Mize, which kind of surprising, but yeah, he's having a really good year. And Jimmy Fox. Rudy York has 32 dingers. All right. Charlie Gehringer at second over Joe Gordon. Okay, yeah, Billy Herman's up there batting 330. Third base, Stan Hack. 29 still in bags. And Harland Cliff. Frankie Higgins actually hitting 20 bombs so far. And Ken Keltner up there. Eric Vaughn for short. And Joe Cronin. Luke Opplin. Look at the power on the kid. His 5 homers. You know, Lou Boudreaux, lock in. Got 350 though. Left field, Charlie Keller. Ted Williams up there. Ooh, not as much home run as we'd like to see from Ted, but yeah, Hank Greenberg also. And then G Walker. Oh, I was left field. What am I talking about? Center field, we got Bob Elliott, Bill Nicholson, Terry Moore, and Joe DiMaggio. But here, right, we got Debs, And we got Wally Moses. So there's not really such thing as DH in this. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what that's all about. But we'll check in at the end of the year and we'll be finished our first year. And for draft picks, we won't be doing any like draft lottery. We will just be doing teams with the worst record. Um, so if you come like if you're like the sixth worst team every year, then you might just be out of luck this season. We're gonna take a look at the standings first. Starting the AL East, the Yankees 99-63, one game from 100. So they were good. Yeah. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but pretty much all these teams are just like we're just gonna be acting like they were a thing in the 40s, but they like the 14 teams were just becoming a thing in the 40s in the year 1940. So like they just have like a bunch of like 79 overalls in the team. The Red Sox were solid also. I thought they might be I thought they might be better than the Yankees. I think they're just worse pitching wise. The Tigers probably were the best team in the league. Guardians were not as good as expected. That's for sure. And then White Sox, okay. A's didn't make it. The Angels did though. Um, Phillies were horrible. Nationals were horrible. Pirates were good. Reds were good. Cubs were good. Cardinals weren't. And then in this division, yeah, all right. So who are the worst teams in the league? Go to the wild card, 72 and 90. So these are the four worst teams in the league right here. Which of these five? Um, so yeah, let's get the let's see who won the awards. Johnny Mize ends up winning MVP, which would be maybe back. No, he didn't win MVP. I don't. Um, I mean, yeah, crazy season. Well, not crazy, but really good year. 47 homers, 106 70 walks, 119 strikeouts, 24 average. The WAR was a 5.3. Also up there, Baby Young. Okay, that's kind of surprising. 971 on base, then Bucky Walters also. Pretty crazy. Rudy York hit 50 bombs. 50 of them things. Um, did Rudy York become the GOAT? How old is he? 6. Alright, Charlie Keller. Um, came second. Bob Feller came third. Bucky Walters. This would be back-to-back signings. Technically, we're in 1941 right now. So the last year was the 40-41 year. Oh. And then Kirby Higby was also up there. 237 strikeouts. And then Dutch Leonard. But I mean, pretty unanimously went to Bucky. Okay, this one I'd say was also pretty unanimous. However, also he did a really good year. Schoolboy Rowe. If he just like struck people out, I mean, would have been unreal. 20 quality starts and 2 ERA, but he only had 104 strikeouts and 198 innings. So we'll see. 30. I think Bob Feller could become the greatest pitcher of all time in this. But like, it could be Sandy Koufax. Could be like, there's just so many pitchers in MLB history. But like, he's only 21. Like, he's so good already. Bobo Newsom also had a really good year. Um, all right, batting title. Erky Vaughn and Billy Herman. Yeah, it'd be Billy Herman. Both tied for it. They had really similar years. Erky Vaughn, 13 homers, 310 average. I wonder how many bags he stole. Where's that at here? No, this year. Stole 28, got caught down 10 times. 895 OPS. Walked 107 times. Damn, 46 doubles. Yeah, honestly, that's what I got this one. Billy Herman, 15 triples. All right, Pepper Martin up there. Joe DiMaggio ends up winning it in the AL. Yeah, he's gonna be a dog. Teddy Ball game. A pretty solid year. I'm sure we'll see some MVPs in the future for him. Reliever of the year, not even an award right now. Rookie of the year, not an award this first year. Hank Aaron, who's like just being born around this time, I think. Um, was the Ted Williams, and then Bob Elliott. Damn, Bob, in 990 OPS. Um, Gold Gloves, Danny and Tobin. Ernie, what's a Gold Glove? He's not even that good of a fielder either. I could went to Rick and Mike Tresh. Um, Jimmy Fox, or no, that's Jimmy. And then Dolph. It says that, but it actually went to Jimmy Bloodworth. And then Charlie Gallagher went to Bob Kennedy and Tony Cuccinello. Right there, Marty Marion, Lou Boudreau, Charlie Keller, Maury Arnovich. You guys get the gist. All right, league leaders. All of MLB. Joe DiMaggio led. The AL kind of had five guys up there. Luke Oppling, or Playing. I don't even know how you say it. Hits. It was Luke. And then Frank McCormick was actually up there. How do you do? 27 homers. Okay, yeah, solid year. Solid year. Um, Doubles went to Cecily, 54. Triples was Billy. Homers, yeah. Hank hit, damn. About 260 though. Hank Greenberg at 36. And the first sim that I did, but like whenever I did my first sim, there was like my very first one. There was like I had like half teams. He had like 75 home runs. RBIs. Rudy runs. Arky Vaughn. All right. Bags. Stan Hack. Would have won too. And then Buddy Hassan. I guess you got the really good aggression. Arky Vaughn had the most walks. Mel Ott was out there. How do you hit? Um, bro, yeah, you solid. Just playing on the horrible Giants. So Ted Williams at the highest on base. Yeah, how many walks did he have? He hit 319 and had 91 walks. Wins Schoolboy Row. ERA Schoolboy Row. These summers guys Denny. Shutouts. Strikeouts was Bob Feller. I'm looking at rookies. Whoops. It's gonna be a lot of the same, anyways. Damn, Mace Brown at a 183 ERA. Why was he not up there for Cy Young? Claude had a 184. Jim Turner, he's 73 overall. He's old. He had a 195. Shoutout Bucky Walter had 6 shutouts. Strikeouts, Bob Feller. Least amount of walks with Jim Bagby. 80 control. Pitching war, Feller, batting war. Bobby Late had 9.2 batting war. Maggio 8.8. Alright. Don't know if we're going to be doing that every year, but just for the first one, I thought might as well. Alright, playoffs are underway. We'll go to a team that didn't make it. Brewers didn't make it. Did they? Alright. Cleveland beats Boston. That would have been a good series. Now Cleveland's playing Detroit. Chicago beat Cincinnati. Ooh, Cincinnati was my pick to win it all. Thought they might go on a little dynasty run at the start here. Miami and San Diego. Don't even it. acknowledge that NLDS. Alright, let's see what happens here. The Mets sweep the Marlins. The Cubs beat the Pirates. The Yankees sweep the White Sox. Cleveland, Detroit. Alright, please beat the Mets here, White Sox. Or Cubs, not White Sox. I don't think so. Look at that. Cleveland goes up 3-0 over the New York Yankees. Cleveland sweeps the Yankees. Oh, it's going to 7. We gotta watch this just to hope that the Cubs win. Okay, well, first swing of the game, homer.
3.
Now, the only reason I hope the Cubs win is because like the Mets weren't really a team back then.
That's
So,
ball 4.
well, I guess if we don't, they would have been.
You're out. Out.
They're just like kind of like an expansion team.
You're out.
But I guess that'd be fine. Ooh.
Out. Out. You're out. Out. Out.
Cubs.
Out. You're out. Safe. Out. Out.
Okay, the Cubs. Oh, I passed it. Whatever.
Now pitching for the
Christian
Mets.
Strada.
Number
You're
45.
out.
The Cubs take an 8-2 lead,
Scott.
and they're gonna get the win. Stan Hack play the game. Cubs Guardians in the finals. Game 1. 4-2 Cubs. Game 2. 4-0 Cubs. And Cleveland just like kind of steamrolled their way here. Boston was the only team that really gave them trouble now. Ooh. Oh. Cleveland almost made it interesting there, but didn't quite get to. I don't know who you are. You didn't even win it. Billy Herman wins NLCS MVP. Might as well just give him a World Series MVP too. All right. So we're here at the start of the next season here. Um, now we head to. Now, by the way, you might be saying like what happened in the off season. There's not really free agency because all the players are on like rookie contracts. So for like the first 6 years, we'll say until 2046, there's no free agency. So that's the 41-42 year. And the probably 45, 46, or 46, 47 year free agency will begin. So Phillies at the first overall pick. They got Stan Musials already coming in as their third best player. Here you guys can see, really good hitter. Um, Mid defender. So see how that plays out. Then the second overall pick went to the Dodgers, and they ended up taking Bob Lemon, his starter. He's got pretty good stats. He was originally 72, but I made him a little better. Um, so hopefully he'll probably be pretty solid for the Dodgers. Then the Giants had the next pick, and they got Roller died. Stan Musial has. Oh, he did go to the Giants. What team did? Yeah, he went to the Giants. El Rizzuto is supposed to be here. Yeah, I don't know. It was a really difficult process adding them all in because I had to like go into free. Where is he? Okay, you know what? Phil Rizzuto wasn't even that good, anyways. Um, then the fourth pick, the Rockies, I believe, and they took shortstop Vern Stevens. Now he actually had a really solid hitting career. Wasn't the Didn't seem like the greatest fielder, so yeah, but he has 90 potential. I think, or he went a must. He actually, I think he was taking third. Rizzuto was taking fourth, and then the final pick went to Washington, who took, or who got Virgil Trucks, who's got like 86 potential. So, um, yeah, let's get into this next season. Get into this next season. A little stroke there. All right, it's the All Star break. Cubs again are really good. Pirates are. I don't remember the Pirates. I recorded the first season last night. I remember the Pirates are good, but the Cardinals are mid. Reds are good. Giants are actually really solid. Dodgers too. So the rest of the teams are not great. Red Sox, the Yankees are 47 and 49. They were pretty solid last year. They made a decent push. Red Sox, though, are currently lead the Tigers. Who won the World Series last year? Guardians? Let me check. Um, no, it was the Cubs. So the Cubs were the Cubs won the World Series last year. Tigers are really good. Guardians are meh, and the White Sox are not great either. This division's just horrible. And then the Nats, just they're dominating the division. All right, take a look at the All Star voting. Bucky Walters having another great year. Why are you here? They were not throwing knuckleballs back in the. All right, Claude. Also have another pretty solid year. Then Mort Cooper, also up there. AL. Okay, you know what, Taj Bradley, you're getting. Which one's that here? Yeah, you're getting. We'll just say you got a fastball off the head, and you forgot how to pitch. Boom, Taj Bradley, all done for the rest of his career. Um, so Jim Bagby though, he had a really good year last year, didn't he? Yeah, he had a really solid year. He just doesn't strike anybody out. Bob Feller up there again. He's gonna be up there probably for the rest of his career. Al Smith had a really good year. All right, bullpen doesn't really matter. Bill Dickey, kind of running away with this one. Bertie Tebbets, well, he's up there, but then Ernie Lombardi, also kind of close. First base, Babe Young is 33 homers. He had like 45 last year, didn't he? 43. Johnny Mize has 24. All right, Joe is 19. He's about 239. Jimmy Fox, 20. Probably should be Jimmy Fox. That's the old starter. But Rudy York, he hit 50 last year. Now he's kind of slowing down home run wise. But hey, Bobby Doer, um, solid year. And Stu Martin, 7 homers, but he's hitting. Stan Hack, this guy's just gonna be like stealing bases every year. So he was really good last year. Stole 48 bags too. Cecil, batting 350. Billy Werber, Ken Keltner up there. Cronin, Lou Boudreaux's up there. He does not hit any home runs at all. And then Erky Vaughn, yeah. Left field, G. Walker, and then Ted Williams. I'm surprised Ted's not having a better year. Hank Greenberg's having a really solid year, though. Charlie Keller. Well, I guess Ted is having a really solid year. Last year, he only hit like 30, yeah, 35. He'll probably get to 40 homers this year, but just not like the year he was having last year. Bob Elliott, ooh, he's having a really good year. George Case is batting 368. So, yeah, Joe DiMaggio. I think he already has more home runs than he had last year. No, he's up there, though. Bob Johnson has 30. Matt Lott. Ooh, Matt Lott's having a crazy year. And then Taffy Wright. DH doesn't really matter all that much. All right. All right. End of this season here. Tigers were really good again. Guardians were good. Twins were meh. And then the rest of the teams were not great. I don't even know. The A's were not good. The Yankees. Oh, we didn't look at the Red Sox were really good. All right. Yankees were good. Orioles were literally can't be any more mid. So yeah, the Nationals were really good this year. All right. The Cubs probably winning best team in baseball. Reds were really good too, though. And Giants. So who were the worst teams in the league? The Blue Jays, I think I've seen were. Yeah, the Blue Jays were horrible. All right. Take a look at the 1941-42 awards. Hank Greenberg wins MVP. He had a really good year. Bill Dickey as a catcher. Damn, Bill. All right. Hank Greenberg, though, really good year. 200 hits, 30 doubles, no triples, but 48 homers, 1043 OPS. Yeah, that's a good year. 7.5 WAR. Left fielder Ted Williams was up there. 41 homers, 298 average. That's probably last year's a little better. Babe Young hits 53 homers. Damn. These like just like first basemen that are just kind of like solid, but not like unbelievable. Just hitting. How old is he? Oh, he's only 25. Bill Nicholson's also up there. He's kind of known. Big power bat. Holy, plus 11, plus 10. Um, yeah, he had a really good year. Then Mel Ott was also up there. Bucky Walters back-to-back Cy Youngs. Yep, that'll do it. And then Bob Feller also. So back-to-back Cy Youngs. Both leagues. Bob Feller, 264 strikeouts. He had like 253 last year, I think. Yeah, not quite as good of a year, but still, it was unreal. Al Smith was really good, and so was Rigby. Lou Gobling wins a batting title, 4 homers. DiMaggio, Cecil Travis, and George Case both had 343. Stan Musial wins Rookie of the Year. That's a really good rookie season. 270 average, 31 homers. He's gonna be the face of the league in no time. No clue any of them are. Hank Aaron goes to Hank Greenberg and Mel Ott. What was his OPS? 1054. All right, playoff time. Playoffs getting underway now. Detroit and Chicago are both gonna be very hard to beat again. So the Yankees beat the Guardians, and then Cincy beats LA. Philly made the playoffs. All right, Texas beats Minnesota. Oh, whoopsies! Forgot that I was a team that made it. It was Kansas City. Boston takes one. Detroit. Ooh. Detroit sweeps the Yankees. Cincinnati makes light work of Chicago. Is now the Red Sox beat the Rangers. The Nationals beat the Phillies. And the Phillies kind of went. They were being the worst team in the league last year, like by far. Make the playoffs. It's not too bad. Now the last year's champions are out, so Washington. A little upset here. Oh, 7. Washington beats the Reds. And then the Tigers beat the Red Sox. Alright, let's see what this Washington team. Leaving. Dutch Leonard. G. Walker. George Case, I mean, yeah, he was unreal this year, so he's been hitting. Buddy Lewis been hitting. I mean, they've just been solid. I still think that Detroit's gonna probably pull it off. Maybe not. Okay, well, the Nationals just kind of run a little storybook. What was their record? Oh, they were 95 and 67, so I guess if they just had a really good year all around. Buddy Lewis, World Series MVP. Really, really solid stats. He hit in the season. Solid. And then George Case wins NLCS MVP. All right. So I think I found the original Vern Stevens as he signed with the Reds. So there are two Vern Stevens now. If there was the Reds one, what team did he go to? Rockies, maybe? Yeah. He just signed with the Reds. So, well, sorry that you spent that money, Reds, but kind of luck now. All right, going into this next season here, the five players we have added. This is not the greatest draft class ever played that much. However, first pick, the Blue Jays got Warren Spahn. I mean, he's gonna be gross. One of probably one of the best pitchers ever. He's got like 97 potential. I think I gave him just because like I want to save that like 99 for like like top 25 players ever. I don't quite think he's there. Um, you know, he's probably top 40, so that's why he still is like 97. But I mean, he's still gonna be a dog. 97 down there. So yeah, he still is gonna be great. Now, the second pick. Now, this might be a little confusing, but the Brewers have Larry Doby. Now, I know that Larry Doby didn't start playing in the MLB till like early 50s, but on this thing it says like on Baseball Reference, I'm just going off based off. I'll find the thing. Just click it. 1942 Major League new debuts, and he was playing in the Negro Leagues at that time. So we're just gonna say, for our sake, that whenever they entered whatever professional league they entered, it's going to be whenever they're going to enter this alternate universe. Like Jackie Robinson will be entering in like 1944 probably. Hank Aaron will be entering earlier. Um, so yeah, and he's only 18. He's got 90 potential or 91 potential, I think. And I mean, it looks just like him, right? And I know that he was African American, but I'm just gonna. I don't really feel like editing it again, so um, yeah. Now there is. Let me find my notes here. Tommy Holmes on the Mets. Well, I found these two who were starting to get high in potential, so we just put them down. Where is he at here? Oh, he's not pitching, no fielder. Right, yeah. He's like a low 70s, I think. I didn't pass him. I looked down for a second. There's Tommy Holmes. Now he started quite later. Went to the war, but he had like one really good year, and then apart from that, his career was just kind of mid. There's Johnny Pesky on the Padres. He's a pitcher. No, he's no fielder. What am I talking about? Shortstop. There we go. So he's coming in at 67 overall. He's got like eight. That was like Tommy at 85. He's got 84 potential. As you can see, he just didn't hit like any home runs in his MLB career. So, but his rookie year he batted like 350. So, yeah, he should develop into a decent player. And then there's pitcher. Scroll down a little. Johnny Sane, he's a 65 overall. He's got 83 potential. Um, so yeah, who's ranked number one this season? Reds still. I mean, they're just really good. Like, still, yeah. I don't. They even made the. No, they haven't even made the World Series yet. They were put up by the Cubs in the first year. And last year they didn't. They were put up by the Cubs again. So we might be seeing a little rivalry form here between the Reds and the Cubs earlier on. All right, we are here at the end of this season. Let's take a look at the standings. Now, the Reds were unreal this year. This Central Division is just unreal. Like, this is like the East. These teams are like Orioles and Rays, and then the Yankees. The Orioles are actually supposed to be pretty good this year, but so far they've been mid. Um, they had really similar stats, so it's interesting to see. But the Reds were the best team. The Central, the Dodgers were really good this year. Okay, the Padres weren't. The Giants were solid. The Yankees win the AL East. Reds, well, they actually tied with the Red Sox, but they got it. So yeah, Blue Jays still not great. The Orioles were horrible. Honestly, the Orioles were horrible, horrible. The Guardians were really good. Tigers were really good. White Sox were good. Royals were bad. Well, I think you know who's getting the first overall pick, and it's a May draft class this year. So let's see. The Nationals were the best team in the league. All right, take a look at the awards. Bob Elliott wins an MVP. Um, 59 homers, 348 average. He's up to a 97. I'm pretty sure on the game like 93 potential. Really good year though to Bob Williams. 39 homers, 46 ups, 220 hits, 348 average, 1072 OPS. 26 stolen bags too. He had a 447 on base. Yeah, really good year. Baby Young up there again. He's just been hitting. Like he could hit 500 career home runs. He's not that like if he continues on this pace, he's not that old. And Dolph Camille, Hank Greenberg, 56 homer season. I mean, he's like almost the perfect hitter right now. If he could just like maybe not strike out as much, yeah, he does strike out quite a bit, but like 56 homers. It's actually pretty similar to the year he had in which year he 58. 130 RBIs, 303 average, 1038 OPS, had a 7.4 WAR. Um, I mean, yeah, really good year. Joe DiMaggio is also up there, and Hal Trosky. Signed Bucky Walters back to back to back. Bob Feller do it too. He did. That will be the first time ever in MLB history that pitchers have gone back to back to back. Like the same pitcher in both leagues. Bucky Walters, he probably had his worst year out of the three. 216 innings pitched, 202 strikeouts, 253 ERA. Still was better than Dutch Leonard and Paul Derringer, though, than Feller. One over here with 270 strikeouts. So, yeah. Batting title goes to Lou Boudreaux. Luke hit one homer this year. Ted Williams had a really good year, too. He had a 1024 OPS. Oh, yeah. Look at them contact numbers. But Lou Boudreaux ends up winning it. And then Bob Elliott. Um, Rookie of the year, Larry Doby. Actually had a really solid year. All right. Then Warren Spawn's not even up there. Hank Aaron goes to Hank for the second year in a row. Ted Williams up there. Joe DiMaggio is up there too. Does he have over three players over 1,000? Johnny Miles over 1,000 too. No, he didn't hit a really good year though. Just didn't really get many RBIs. So Bob Elliott, that's actually his second. Hank Aaron. So yeah. Um, Monty Frey had 70 stolen bases. I'm just kind of curious. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, he knows homers. He stole 70 bags. Damn, he only had 12 in the first year. I just didn't really play that much because they had Matt McLean and then I bumped him down. Damn. You see, this is like the best. Yeah, he's been walking every year. All right, so let's get to the playoffs here. Right, playoff time. Where are we currently? We're the Reds. We don't want to be them. We'll be the Brewers. The Brewers might. No, they didn't. That'd be a good series. Pittsburgh, Chicago. Chicago ends up taking it. All right. One of these eight teams will win. Oakland, Man, what was their record again? 80 and 82, and you're the 3 seed. Every series 1-1. Since he beats LA, and you could see Chicago versus Cincinnati a third time. So the last year's winners and the best team in the league in the regular season gets eliminated in the NLDS by the Cubs. Now, this is the third time that they played. I think it is third time in 3 years, and then Boston, New York. All right, Cincinnati finally be able to beat Chicago. It's not looking like it. The Cubs beat the Reds. Now it is 2 over there. The Yankees beat the Red Sox. Did the Yankees make it last year? I want to say that they did for some reason. Oh no, it was the Tigers. Um, all right. The Cubs win another one. They won it in the first season. 2-2, 3-2. We're going to 7. The Cubs win in 7. Who was your Stan Hack was the World Series MVP and Bill Nicholson, NLCS MVP and ALCS Bill Dickey. All right, now going into this 4th season, we will be ending the video here. We did 3 seasons, which I think is pretty solid. Just to start, just because our intro was pretty. It was like 16 minutes, I want to say, just like showing off all the teams, explaining all the rules and everything. So, yeah, I think that whenever we actually do it, we'll be able to do 5 teams and fit it all in one video. But I don't want this video to be like really, really long. So we're just gonna end it here. You guys got a little taste the first 3 seasons, and I will see you guys in the next video.